CNH Sports is happy to be back in Allentown with the Parkette Invitational 2005. They've been doing it for over 30 years. It's our second year. Bart Connor, the great American gymnast, joins me here in the booth. I'm Lou Tilley, and we go back to the floor exercise. And Katie Hurley from Bestian's Gym outside of Boston.
Now on floor exercise.
Very strong unit.
Katie Hurley.
Another husband and wife set of coaches.
That's right, Mihai and Silvia Brestian, the Romanian coaches who moved from Romania to Israel for a while, and now they're up in Ashland, Massachusetts. In fact, I called him the other day and wished him happy 25th anniversary.
Wow.
Now, Katie Hurley was in this competition last year. The high-scoring event was a vault, 9.375, but she didn't fare very well on the uneven bar, so that dropped her down to 38th place in the ball.
We're talking about some of the changes in the sport, that the mat they're performing on now. And she just stepped out with the line, Mart. That's an automatic deduction. 0.5.
You lose 1/10 of a point when you go out of bounds. And of course, there was also a deduction which accompanies the bad technique, which caused the out of bounds area. So usually it's a couple of tenths of a point when you go out.
You make a mistake early in the routine, hard to cover mentally.
Well, this is always an interesting test for the athlete to see if they can recover, and some crumble and some step it up and are perfect the rest of the exercise. So, you know, as a coach, you like to see what kind of athlete you have in that situation. You mentioned the changes in the equipment. The floor exercise mat is extremely springy now. There are 4-inch springs
all through the whole entire floor mat.
I forget how many. There's nearly 2,000 of them or something under there. And then there's a super foam and then carpeting.
It's like a Posturepedic on a grand scale.
It's very springy, and some gymnasts can manage it. Some have a little difficulty. She's had a little trouble on her tumbling passes here. You see that she has one ankle wrap. That could be part of the cause for that, but she did finish with a good front through to a double twist.
Katie Hurley gives us a smile, then talks with Ming-Ya about what went wrong and early on in the routine.
She really did laid it back a little bit, but it was extremely high, probably higher than she expected, and that's why she just pulled it around a little bit too far. This tumbling pass here,
a little short.
Shorter rotation. So the first one was over-rotated, the second under-rotated, and she managed to put it all together and finish strong with a front through to a double full.
Katie Hurley competing as a 16-year-old with the Brestian's club from Ashland, Massachusetts. Casey Overton now on the bars from the Powerflex Caliber Club, 16 years old.
Nice transition.
Katie Hurley, Breston Gymnastics.
Oh, cast a handstand, almost went over. Free hip half, toe on. Those are called toe on, toe off moves. You can tell this is one of her specialties. She's already done 3 of them in this exercise, and a good strong toe on half to a double front.
What'd you think?
I liked it. Jim and Dina Walker, her coaches at her club. Look at this. Very nice. That's a tough dismount at the end.
9.525 for Casey Overton. Competitor number 15 from the Brestian's gym, Ming-Ya Zhou. Interesting story, Bart. Her family came over from mainland China. She's actually would love to be able to compete for the national junior team, but still doesn't have full citizenship. We found this out when we covered their meet just a few weeks ago in the Boston area.
She competed in this event last year, had a 9.25 on the floor. See if she can improve a little bit this year.
Bart, are these young gymnasts normally come from the immediate areas of these various schools that we see here?
Well, certainly there are so many quality gymnastics programs up here in the Northeast that many of the kids can stay pretty close to home. Oh, isn't that nice? Beautiful Arabian double front.
She uses occasionally, you'll use the sting mat, I think they call it, for a little extra padding.
That's right, and they're allowed to use that in competitions like this. It's just a safety factor. 2.5 twist to a punch front somersault, one of those combination tumbling passes that they are required to perform. Well, she's really springy.
Yeah, she was one of the outstanding performers at the Brestians meet.
As I was saying years ago, that gymnasts had to travel to maybe one of 5 or 6 gyms, and that was about it. There was the Scats in California, the Parkettes here in Allentown, maybe up in Connecticut, gym in Houston. But now there are, as you see, there are 10 really outstanding clubs here, all with terrific coaches, great facilities. The sport has grown so much. As I mentioned earlier, nearly 4 million kids in the United States. When you count every kid who does even the once a week preschool gymnastics up through the elite level, there are an enormous number of kids excited about the sport. And therefore, there are about nearly 3,000 gymnastics clubs in the United States. I
had no idea.
Really incredible. Boy, well, that was really fun to watch.
Yeah, it was. Ming-Ya.
Gymnastics on floor exercise.
Look at that face. He's like, yeah, that was no big deal.
Wow.
After her opening tumbling run, she came back with this. This was a little bit sloppy. She's not as good of a twister as she is a flipper. She was a little bit
out of line
on that. And then what you can see here, she has no problem flipping a pike double back and landing nearly straight up and down at the end.
Her balance on landings were terrific, and her score is a solid 9.5 for Ming-Ya Zhou. We continue in the second rotation now. Ricki Lebegern on the vault.
Good form.
She's competing in the age 17 and up category for the Capital Club.
We've seen a lot of these today. Her form is very good. She points her toes throughout and really knows how to spot the landing. Nice technique.
Again, in this competition, you get 2 vaults, and the judges will score them both, and you choose the better of the 2 for your overall score. Here's Ricki's second run.
All right, and that time she added an additional half twist. Little trouble on the landing, but a more difficult vault. All right, she got a little anxious to turn off the horse, didn't have the best mechanics, but finished it nicely.
9.425, rather 9.45. This is a treat now. Alicia Sacramone, who's a very, very impressive young gymnast.
Now on floor exercise for Preston, Alicia Sacramone.
She's had great success in international competition, and one of the stars of the star-filled Boston Athletics, and Alicia Sacramone.
Her 2 favorite events, the vault and the floor, and you'll see why floor is one of her favorite. Watch this. Whoa. Very high, full twisting double back somersault with great form. Beautiful turn. Nice technique in that triple twist. There's one of those leap series where you take off of 1 foot and do a combination like that to fulfill the requirements.
It's a nice combination of polish and raw athleticism.
All right, 2.5 twister to a layout front. She's just fun to watch.
Yeah,
just
great energy.
Explosiveness off the floor. She has the whole package, the tumbling, the execution and technique, nice choreography. And here's her 4th powerful tumbling pass. Oh, misjudged the landing a little, but what a talent to save that landing. That's just a gift. That's something you can't teach.
You've heard the name before, Just Miss, this past go-around at Athens. And here's a look at Alicia Sacramone.
Second rotation. Athletes may now advance to their
Full twisting double back somersault tucked Beautiful form. Here's the twisting combination pass. 2.5 twister to a laid out front. And this is just sheer genius because she was a little shorter rotation. Ooh. Most kids would have put their hands down, but she has the strength and the composure to handle that landing.
And she has the energy to match. As we mentioned up at Brescian, she was unable to compete because of some injuries. It's good to have her competing here at Parkette's. Not thrilled with her performance, but we'll let you know how she did. But right now, we'll take a break from Allentown and the Parkette Invitational. Rotation 3. We move on to the next exercise right after this.